back to Senseless Talks. I know it's been a while since we uploaded a podcast. We've just been a bit busy with life. Today we are going to be talking about Assassin's Creed because the new Assassin's Creed game just dropped. I'm here with Jono. So tell us a bit about your gaming background.
Jono, aka JBeazy 24. If you see me online, I've been playing games for a very long time. What are we, 26 this year?
26.
Yeah, we're 26 this year, 99 babies. Yeah, so we're not over 2000, so don't even come at me with that. Alright? So, I've been playing games for a long time. Started off on Nintendo, playing Super Mario 64, Super Smash Bros, all them cool games, Xbox. Playing games since I could bloody walk, really. Just enjoy the hobby, really enjoy the hobby, so.
No, I get that. Today we're going to start off with a bit of a tier list. So obviously S being the best, F being absolute dog shit.
Hit me.
So we'll start from the start, right? Assassin's Creed 1. Where are you placing that?
Assassin's Creed 1, I don't want to get into because we get things rolling, but Assassin's Creed 1, groundbreaking, great story, great villain. Gameplay, obviously for its time, very limited.
Yeah.
Couldn't swim, which is a bit pretty crazy. You know, in the first Crusade time, and you can't swim, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I feel like most games back then, mate.
Yeah, you couldn't swim. As soon as you hit water, man, it's dead. That was the first death wall. That was the first death barrier, was water. I'll probably put that. First criminal put in B. You know what? We'll go. Go away. You go away.
Yeah,
it's not S, but pave the way.
Deserves its cookies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Assassin's Creed 2.
S immediately.
S.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't even at me. S. Everyone knows that.
I'd say Brotherhood's right up there next to it.
Brotherhood's next to it. S.
Assassin's Creed 3. Connor
Kenway. Well, you kind of skipped over Revelations, but.
Oh, I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
We'll do Connor Kenway first.
I'll go Connor Kenway. Alright, so time period elite. Gameplay pretty cool. The Frontier was a sick idea. Connor is probably the strongest assassin, but he's such a crybaby. And I don't like this. Charles Lee that. My father's a Templar. I don't really think an A. I'm going to go B.
I'll put that in.
I'm going to go B. I mean...
Ooh, I think it's going to be a little...
I'll die on the hill on that.
I think there's going to be a little bit of controversy in Revelations between me and you, I think.
Revelations on S.
Yeah,
not S.
I agree.
It was actually originally supposed to be a PS Vita game. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh,
it wasn't supposed to come out on mainline consoles, so PS Vita was supposed to be originally. People didn't like the tower defense mini game. I actually liked it, man. That was sick. Had little guys on the roof just hitting with crossbows and guns, man. I thought that was mad. Obviously, the wrap up of the story. I think Revelations is a standalone game. It's probably, Constantinople's a sick setting, and Yusuf Tizim was a cool character, but alone probably not. But to wrap up the whole Ezio storyline and Altair and all that kind of shit, I'm gonna go. I'll put an A. I'm putting an A.
I'm stuck between B and A.
Yeah.
I put it in A because of the storyline, but to play it,
Look at the hook blade too, bro.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. The story top tier, man. Like you get to play Ezio and Altair in the same game.
Yeah.
Like back in them days, man, that was crazy.
Yeah, that's insane, man. Like I think Revelation, as I said, as its own game. It was, as I said, especially for the PS Vita, so they probably didn't intend it to be what it is. Obviously, tower defense, people didn't like it. I thought I was a fan. I didn't think anything wrong. Maybe a bit tedious, if they already used the word. But the hook blade, man, that should slap.
Yeah, it did slap.
Yeah, I mean, so many cool things you could do with it. Ezio just obviously being a gangster. He's just oozing with aura. So, yeah.
I'm going to put it in B, to be honest.
Yeah. I respect that. And then lower than B, that would be criminal.
What's next? What comes out after Revelation?
Assassin's Creed 3 would have been next, and then after that it's Black Flag.
S tier.
Yeah. Well,
S tier.
It's kind of pretty self-explanatory. S tier. I mean, Edward's probably one of the best protagonists.
Yeah.
Gameplay. I will say, I will die on this hill that the combat from Assassin's Creed 3 to 4 downgraded. I feel like Connor's was a bit more fluid. Maybe because it was clunky because of the ships. Like, didn't have much room to fight. But Black Flag though, obviously, like, on the pirate ship, you got shanties with your homies on the ships. Like,
how good was it listening to fucking what is that song?
You got Whiskey Johnny O, Levo Johnny, Drunken Sailor, obviously classic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just I don't know, man. There was something about cruising through the sea with your boys.
Yeah,
singing
it's a man of war, sir. You have like no one in shit. The whole crew's dead, and then you hear, "It's a man of war, Captain." Yeah, no, go to the game. Fun exploration. Maybe a little bit. Maybe that's kind of when Ubisoft kind of went more towards the collectathon kind of crap. There's a lot of shit in Black Flag that probably people didn't do. Because maybe the exploration was fun, people still did it anyway. But I don't know if you remember the dive bells.
Yeah.
Where you go diving. I mean, the environment is cool, but to me, it was just annoying.
Chasing whales.
Yeah, harpooning was.
That was fun.
The harpooning was sick. Yeah, shout out Japan.
But yeah, straight S tier, man. What came out after Black Flag?
After Black Flag, well, you've got the roads and all that, but I think we should include them. Rogue, I never played Rogue, so don't come at me with that. I was playing. Well, it would have been Unity.
Unity.
Yeah, Unity.
See, back then, I would straight put that shit in F. I would put it in the storyline was shit.
Bro, that is insane.
The free running though, top tier.
Parkour, best in the series.
Yeah.
Best in the series.
Had the most fluid fucking. And when you go down, man, that little spin.
Yeah, parkour up, free run down was obviously a very good feature. I don't know. I'm kind of in two minds. Original Unity probably would have put it in F with you, but in retrospect, if you replayed it, it's actually not that bad. It came good. Storyline still a bit lackluster, but the multiplayer was a sick idea.
Yeah, it was.
The idea of like you could play with like sword, gun, mace, axe, all that kind of stuff. Customization was sick. I'd put it in B. I'd put it in B. Maybe C. Go C. I'll put it in C.
I think now I would put it in B. I'm going to fix a lot of bugs.
Yeah.
But back then, man, a multiplayer that's, you go after people as a unit, as a team, to me, that was fucking
We got the heist, man. You got the heist.
That was
sick. You know what I mean? And you try and do the heist where you're not killing anyone. Like the full synchronization was don't kill anyone. Yeah, that shit was sick.
Yeah. But now I would put it in B. Yeah, I'd put it in B.
Yeah, I think it definitely deserves more love. That's one Assassin's Creed game that just got so much hate on release. I think it deserves more love.
Was it Odyssey next?
Nah, Syndicate, bro. Syndicate.
That
shit was straight dog shit, alright? Evie, Jacob Fry, alright, they were cool. Cool gangster fucking vibe. Industrial Revolution obviously is sick. Yeah. That's probably the most modern Assassin's Creed game, I'm pretty sure.
That's when they brought out cars and shit, wasn't it?
Where there was, I'm not sure, I played it once, but I can't even remember. There was the one thing that pissed me off was the grapple hook gun thing. What the fuck is that? What's the point of parkour anymore? Like, you just launch up a building. I don't know. The character design for the enemies was very copy and paste. There wasn't many different types of enemies. Freeing the child labour workers is probably the best part about the game. The Industrial Revolution. Playing is, and then also having split characters. So you obviously plays Jake, plays Evie. That was kind of cool dynamic. But what's bottom F?
Yeah, I'll put it in there.
Yeah, I
never played it, so I reckon if I used to play a lot of Assassin's Creed. If there's an Assassin's Creed you don't play,
it says a lot. I don't know. Maybe not really familiar with it. Don't come at me, but definitely F. I don't know. I did enjoy it personally myself. I think the time setting was cool. Jacob and Evie weren't that bad as protagonists, but it's just I wasn't really a fan.
And then it was obviously.
And then Origins.
And that's like
Origins was the start of the free roam. Now, call me crazy, but I believe that Origins is probably the best out of the free roam, out of the open world. So, like, obviously Valhalla, Mirage obviously went back to its roots. So I wouldn't count that. So Odyssey, Valhalla, Origins. I'll probably put Origins. The map. Egypt was probably the most one-to-one scale I think that they've done. They've done a really good job on doing New Alexandria and all that. Very good-looking game. Bayek as a protagonist was pretty cool. Him being the Magi was pretty sick. So he's already got obviously combat experience. Not really a fan of the RPG type elements. To me, that was kind of not beginning of the end. That's a bit crazy to say, but I feel like Assassin's Creed or Ubisoft looked at maybe The Witcher 3 success. People say that Origins took, X amount of years to develop, and Origins came out in 2017, I think, and Witcher 3 came out in 15. So obviously 2 years, a long time to make the game, but I don't know. I feel like they looked at that and go, "Oh, open world makes good that," but it's just I don't know. For me, it was alright. Good. Like I don't want to say lean in the right direction, but it definitely was. It was a risk. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. It was a risk that they took. It was kind of cool. I kind of want to put it in B because of just the risk factor of just going, yeah, fuck it, let's do this. To some people really liked it. To me, it was okay. You know what? Put it in B. Put it in B.
Yeah. I can't really put it anywhere. I haven't played it.
Yeah.
And then Odyssey was next year.
Yes. Odyssey was next, and Odyssey is the game I did not play. Yes, and the reason for that is because I've seen the trailer and I'm like, this just looks like 300 Simulator. So
you know what it reminded me of? Rise, Son of Rome.
Yeah, kind of, man. I mean, people say it's like a really good game by itself, but if you're gonna slap the Assassin's Creed logo on it, like it needs to be Assassin's Creed. Yeah, I've heard it's the least most Assassin's Creed. So yeah, that doo F.
Oh, see, I'm stuck between F and D, maybe. F.
I mean, put it wherever, man. I'm not going to defend it. I'm just, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't finish it. F tier.
Yeah, I'm going
I played
F.
like the first 2 missions.
Yeah,
I could already tell where it was going. The absolute grinding.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the first one that had dialogue options too. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Bike didn't have that.
There is a fucking there is a part in there where you get to fuck a bloke. So.
Oh, what?
I'm pretty sure. Oh no, it's not a bloke. So a bloke comes up to you.
I was just saying you get really into that Greek.
And he can't put out for his wife, so I'm pretty sure he offers you money to go,
Oh wait, he's
slay the dragon.
He's just cuffing his missus.
Yeah.
Oh, that's insane.
I'm pretty sure that's in there, but I never got around to doing that.
I need to fucking play that shit then.
Yeah.
That's insane. I mean, Greeks love their fucking sex, so that wouldn't surprise me.
And what was after that one?
After Odyssey was Valhalla. Fucking Viking Simulator. F tier. There's a kind of a theme saying that you'll see that after Origins it just goes downhill. I really hope that maybe people agree that I think that's kind of thing, like the way it was progressed. Ivor as a protagonist for me, yeah, whatever. Viking setting, cool. Like obviously start off, I can't remember if it was Norway or Denmark, I can't remember if they're Danes or Norwegian Viking, can't remember. Really can't remember that game now. I got to like Northumbria or whatever it is in the UK and I was just like, yeah, look, this just ain't it. I feel like you see people do platinum trophy runs on it, on the PS5 or whatever, and you see them, they just look depressed. It's just miserable. It's a collectathon. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with it. You're not really familiar with it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you remember at the start, there's like, obviously you got like the main Viking village, and then there's like this alcove of water, and then there's like a peak on the right side of the map. There's a viewpoint there. You go to the viewpoint, and there's nothing there. There may be like a fucking animus fragment. It's like, why am I wasting time going over here to get that shit? Sorry, not that good.
Yeah, so I don't know where to put it because I play like 2 missions.
Yeah.
I didn't even buy it. I got it from the cloud game. I played on the cloud game.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm gonna say the combat, I reckon it wasn't too bad.
I mean, it's violent.
Yeah.
I don't know if Odyssey started the violence, but yeah, Ivor was obviously the violent, which I kind of get around the violence. I mean, most people say these days that we need to get violence out of video games. I reckon we need to put violence in video games because I think it just portrays a lot more, and I think people should not shy away from the brutality of the historical settings. Assassin's Creed is history, man. It really is. So Vikings were brutal. Why shy away from it? So
that's true. And the latest one, isn't it?
Mirage. Yeah, Mirage. Itchy nose, man. Mirage. So I thought Mirage was going to be a hit, man. I played that. Basim was alright as a protagonist. I got to a certain point in the game, and I reckon people are going to agree with this. When you get the blink ability, instantly uninstalled that shit, man. Like, what is that? You can literally just click 6 guys, stab, teleport, stab, teleport, stab. They try to play it off as like a time glitch in the Animus or something like that. Nah, sorry. As soon as I got that, man, I installed it. I didn't even play it, man. Didn't even play it. The idea was cool. I like the idea of Baghdad, like the idea of the cities kind of took me back to Assassin's Creed 1, like in Jerusalem there, but yeah, no, I couldn't do it, man. I mean, call me crazy, call me whatever you want to call me, but no, as soon as I seen that, man, I was like, what is this? We're hitting it. We got the tight cities. We didn't really have the big open maps anymore. Social stealth obviously came back in Valhalla very lightly, I feel like, and Basim was obviously leading towards that. Basim was also not really a combat-oriented assassin. He was more stealth, which I kind of thought was cool. He really struggled against large packs of enemies, but like, yeah, as soon as I got that, man, I was like, what?
So something as small as that just count the game.
Bro, I was seriously like, this is like a cool game. I was really vibing with it, and then I got that ability. It's like, I was like, what am I doing here? I mean, yeah, like, you can not use it, but it's there. You know what I mean? It's like the big red button. You just want to push it, but yeah, no. So that's it, and then obviously Shadows is next, and I have not played Shadows, so that's on the list.
Yeah, I haven't played
Shadows is on the list, but that's the tier list. So pretty much. The new games bar Origins all in the bottom, and then the rest are all kind of at the top. SA.
So they started really strong, man.
Oh, man.
Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations.
Yeah. And then maybe it might be my nostalgia. It might be my nostalgia speaking, but yeah, man. Like I don't know. I just say people agree. Mostly agree. There's obviously going to be the outliers of people that prefer new and old, and depending how old they are. But us, I reckon, our generation kind of peaked with the Ezio 3-4 era of games.
I think that was a lot of games though. They started really strong and they repeat it.
Gaming industry is just a topic for a whole other bloody poddy, bro. Like it's insane. True. So.
Well, anyway, now we've got the tier list done. We're moving on to your favourite assassin and why. Now I think we're gonna have a bit of.
No, you don't know, because immediately I want to glaze Ezio.
Yeah.
He's my boy. He's the GOAT. I think he's everyone's GOAT. Bro, it's just. Sick story. Yeah. But my favourite assassin, I think, like as a character as a whole, probably would be Ezio. But if you're going to talk about like compelling, I'd have to give it to Edward. Edward Kenmay. Yeah. Well, left field. Yeah. When you think about it, when you deep it though, like most of the assassins, they start off. Someone's done something wrong to them. Ezio obviously lost his family. Connor got his village burned by the Charles Lee and all the bros. Altair got done by his master. Like something happened to them. I feel like from my kind of rough memory, Edward's the only guy that he is like an average dude. Nothing happens to him. He's obviously got that guilt and that greed kind of motive to it. Like everyone's kind of got a mentor. Edward just kills an assassin, takes his uniform. He's just like, yeah, like I'm him now. Like, you know what I mean? And then he has his inner conflicts of like he feel like he'll never amount to nothing. Yeah. He's been seen as greedy. He needs to be able to look at pictures larger than himself. So I feel like Edward's character arc is definitely one of the best in the series, and I'd probably be my favourite. Other than obviously Ezio's the GOAT, like he's just gold status, but obviously he lost his family, Ezio, and it makes it for a good game, and he started the Brotherhood, and obviously tied into Altair and like the first findings of the Acolyte and all that kind of stuff prior to all the new stuff. But yeah, man, Edward's just, I feel like as a story, as a compelling character, it has to be Edward. Edward's just, See, now that you brought up all those points, a lot of very valid points to go, Edward's probably... He's the most human out of all of them. Like, Ezio obviously is just a boy with an unknown dad that is an assassin, and he's obviously wealthy, the Auditore family. Altair is just a part of just like a religious kind of thing out in the mountains in the Middle East somewhere. Connor just, like, you know what I mean? Like, they kind of, something happens to them, and then they go on the path of revenge, but then they find the assassin order, and it's like, well, you're on the path of revenge. These guys is what did this to you. Help us fight back. You know what I mean? Where Edward was just kind of just like, I'm a pirate. I want to just get all the shit in the world that I can. I want to take this cool outfit because I like it. And then people start going, hang on a second, do you deserve that uniform? Yeah, you need to do more. And then he gets him stuck in his own head because he had his problem with his wife that left him, and all that kind of stuff. So then I don't know if you remember that scene where it's towards the end of the game where he just comes crashing down. He has that like the nightmare / hallucination thing where he's like going towards like like an island in the middle of the water, and there's like tsunamis and shit going everywhere, and everyone's just popping up next to him, just berating him, and he's stuck in his own head. Like, he's just the most like personable, I feel like, out of all the assassins.
Yeah.
So that's probably why I'd say the best.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to go with my boy Altair.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Wow, I did not see that coming.
Did ya?
Altair, the OG.
Altair, the OG. It's my favourite assassin, man. Alright, now.
What's his full name?
Altair bin Lahad.
Oh!
I know my boy.
Ibn Lahad, yeah, you got him.
Bin Lahad, yeah. But my reasons aren't going to be as good as yours, but to me, as an assassin, right, he introduced us to the assassin world.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
He done
so
that.
you can look at it from the outside perspective.
Yeah, the outside perspective. Oh, yeah, I look at all things.
Yeah, right.
And now, the youngest master assassin ever, I think he mastered assassin at 18.
Yeah.
Killed high-ranking, I think they were Templars.
Yeah, they were Templars.
Yeah, they were Templars, but
yeah.
the boss was his
Yeah,
mentor. Yeah,
Walim, yeah.
he done that, man. Like, I don't know. He was all about not the brotherhood, but he was all about being an assassin, keeping the order right.
Very dedicated.
Very dedicated.
Very dedicated. Yeah.
And I don't know his motive, just to like, nah.
Yeah. Get the apple of Eden. I want to have all the power in the world, and he's just like, nah, bro. This ain't happening.
When he had a task to do, that motherfucker done it.
He just did it.
Clean precision.
Yeah. He's just done it. No words, no actions.
But yeah, back in the time, I mean, the equipment he had, hidden blades, throwing knives, the sword. I think that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't think the dagger was in the first one. I think it was just hidden blade, sword, and throwing knife. That's it.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
Yeah, that was it.
Couldn't swim.
So he had the least amount. Couldn't swim. He had the least amount of equipment. But
missing ring finger.
Yeah. Done so much damage though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my favourite assassin.
I did not expect, out of all the assassins, man, Altair, the OG, like, he had like probably the driest personality. He didn't really say much.
He did.
But he was probably like, I'd call him probably the Master Chief of the Altair, of the assassins, because he's just got no emotion. Yeah.
Now, our next one brings us to the historical setting. So, what's your favourite historical setting in the Assassin's Creed
games? In the Assassin's Creed games?
So, across any of them.
Oh man, that's actually a fucking sick question. I like, obviously, Assassin's Creed Shadows, the new Japanese one for Computer Japan, that's pretty cool. I haven't played it yet, but I just like Feudal Japan as a time period. I mean, they probably didn't, but I like it for history purposes. Joshua Revolution, pretty cool in Syndicate. French Revolution Unity was pretty cool. It was pretty wild though. Like, I wouldn't want to be there. You're just in a court, in a courtyard, everyone's getting beheaded by guillotine. It's just like,
there was a golden age of Egypt.
Yeah. See, Egypt, I unrelated, but I just think Egypt is an evil place, and I just feel like I just get bad karma as soon as I go there. So I just wouldn't go there. I don't know, man. The American, like the Revolution with Connor was cool. Like the American Revolution, where they're fighting against the Redcoats. Yeah. It's so hard, man, because there's so many good ones. I mean, obviously Italy was cool, and I'm Italian, so that would have been cool to be a part of. But like, I just feel like as a setting, when there's so much more historical impact in some of the Assassin's Creed games, I'm just gonna go American Revolution. That was sick. Yeah, just seeing all the Redcoats and the Americans just going at it, like just lining up.
That was actually pretty sick.
You're just like 6 guys in a row, and you're just shooting, and you're just like, you're dead. Line up again. You know what I mean? Like, it's American Revolution probably for me is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd probably go the same too. I mean, it had one of the hardest trailers.
Oh man, that trailer was
insane.
insane. Connor looked amazing, and he's just running through that battlefield. Everyone's just going, all the white smoke going everywhere, cannons going off, and he's just running, man. It's so sick.
He turned the tide. So I'd put my money on the American Revolution as well.
It's sick.
Now, your most memorable antagonist.
Memorable antagonist. Walim, man. First game, easy. Easy. That's a. You can obviously have your biases. Like the Borgia family is obviously cool, but realistically, they're just Cesare's just hell bent on power. Rodrigo's just a little sneaky pope. Lucrezia's got no idea what's going on, just having an affair, like just having sex with her own brother. keeping it pure in the royal bloodline. But Walim, man, easy. pretty much stripped Altair of all of his stuff because he killed an innocent person and ended up sending him to kill 9 Templars to pretty much silence him for Al-Mualim because those 9 Templars knew that he was going to defect and have the apple and all that shit. So yeah, sending Altair to go kill them all, to silence them all, and then Altair to find out that Al-Mualim's actually hell-bent on the Apple of Eden. Yeah, man, that's easy for me. Charles Lee, Assassin's Creed 3, man, like, yeah, I mean, that's just easy, obviously a historical figure. I mean, the way that he died in that game is a lot more dignified than the way he died in real life. I'm pretty sure he died of a fever. Like, I'm pretty sure he died of a cold or something. So, I mean, yeah, Black Bart out of Black Flag, Bartholomew, yeah, Al-Mualim, man. Borgia family probably next, I'd say.
Yeah.
Easy.
I don't really got much input.
Yeah.
As a kid, I never really paid.
Yeah, because you're never really going against like a one person. It's more like a system with Assassin's Creed games. You're going against an order. You're going against people that oppress.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I said, the Borgia family you get to know them a lot more personally. But yeah, Al-Mualim easily. He's just got the portrayal plot in that Assassin's Creed 1 just goes hard, man.
Sure.
Portrayal is insane. But yeah, probably Al-Mualim.
The next one, the evolution of the franchise. How do you think it's played out?
Obviously, judging by my ranks, you probably kind of work that out. But look, the open world's cool. I feel like open world's fine, but you need to know how to do it properly. And I'm not a fan. Ubisoft's game design over the years kind of became very samey. If you kind of put Ghost Recon, Assassin's Creed, the new ones like obviously Origins and all that kind of stuff, Ghost Recon, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry even, like they become very samey and they clutter the world with just so much nonsense. And it just becomes tiring, you know what I mean? Like how many times in a Far Cry game can you do outposts? Yeah, you know what I mean? So then they translate that to another game like Ghost Recon, but they call it a camp or something like that.
So it's just the same.
It's the same, and as I'm saying, so Ubisoft's kind of just done the same thing over their whole franchise of games, all their IPs, and you kind of pick up on that, and you just want Assassin's Creed to be Assassin's Creed. The whole city idea is probably, I feel like, where Assassin's Creed's at its best. It's dense. Social stuff obviously plays into that, because that's a massive part of Assassin's Creed, but I don't know, I do respect the open world, I like it, but I'd say it's gone down. I wouldn't say it's gone up, I'd say it's gone down.
With that being said, what would you change in the franchise to give it a bit more?
More compelling characters, that's a big thing. Better side quests. I don't know, you've never played The Witcher 3, have you?
No.
So for me, The Witcher 3 has like a set of bar for side quests. The side quests are almost as good as the main quest.
Yeah.
So like there's very little quest in The Witcher 3 that is you go, oh, I've got to do that again. You know what I mean? Like you actually want to go do it again. It makes the replayability so much better. Where like Assassin's Creed, man, like how many characters do you remember from Assassin's Creed game? Other than the OG ones?
Not much.
You know what I mean? Assassination contracts, I don't even really remember through it. Like there was the high level guards and all that in Valhalla, I'm pretty sure, the knights that were littered around the map.
That would become repetitive though.
That's what I'm saying, like you need to have like layers to it, because there's obviously the people that play the game that just want to play the story and get it done with, and there's people that really enjoy open world games or story games and they want to get the most out of it. So I remember in Brotherhood there was the Templar missions that had like backstories, and then because Brotherhood was the first game that had the multiplayer where like it was Hunter versus Seeker or whatever it was, then you play as those Templar agents that you killed in the campaign, which is pretty cool. Just a little bit of depth, like obviously the main audience might be people that just want to thrash out the story, but yeah, definitely memorable characters, better dialogue, quotable moments, all that kind of stuff. I just feel like it helps. Not much clutter. Clutter's just why am I collecting animus fragments? Like, you know what I mean?
They fill the game with
just useless stuff. I mean, you could argue in Brotherhood, you obviously had the Borgia flags. There's 101 Borgia flags that are around Rome, and it's just like, bro, what the hell are we doing here? But obviously, in relation to the Cesare or the Borgia army and all that, like you're kind of liberating very literally, like small bits at a time collecting those flags. But Assassin's Creed 2, like you had Petruccio, I think. Yeah, his youngest brother, his feathers when he obviously died, he collected feathers. Yeah. So that kind of makes like sense, you know what I mean? And you have to go give them to Maria at Monteregione because she's praying she doesn't say anything for the rest of the game once they die. You put him in the feather box for her. You know what I mean? Just cool stuff. That's, to me, it's warranted. You know what I mean? Like it's, you kind of get a good kick out of it. Like collecting animus fragments, like what is that? You know what I mean? That they might have let some background information about a specific part of history and all that kind of stuff. But I think characters is definitely a big thing. Side content is definitely another. That's probably what I'd do if I was Ubisoft.
I'd like to see another character arc like Ezio.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see something like that.
Like stick with the protagonist?
Yeah. Like stick with the protagonist so we can watch their their arc build.
Yeah.
Whether it be fucking, being a Templar and then going to be an assassin or someone starting young. There's a great game that does it. It's Telltale's version of The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Now that, man, that is story driven.
Yeah.
Fucking that game there made me cry.
Yeah.
I want something like that. Not the exact game setting, but
Yeah.
something along the lines of, creating a relationship.
With the character, man. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, like, just stuff like that, because, like, once the game's done, I feel like a good story game, once you complete the game, you want to feel empty.
Yeah,
because the characters along the way make you feel like you're there and you want to go see what they're doing. Like The Witcher 3, man, when that game ended and you go back to Kaer Morhen, which is the castle the witches come from, it's like, oh, congratulations, you finished the game. Man, I felt so empty, man.
Yeah.
Because there's so many side characters in the game and you want to go check on them, see what they're doing, because they're just so cool, man.
And I think that's why a lot of people remember the main character. I mean, Ezio is God in the Assassin's Creed world.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Because a lot of people remember him, they made a connection with him.
Yeah.
And even, a different game, Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
Vast.
Yeah.
He's a fucking villain.
Yeah.
One of the most go-to villains ever.
That's right.
Because they gave him such a good character.
Memorable, quotable. Yeah. I mean, some of the stuff that he said, like, I know the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over again, expecting different results. That's obviously that's I quoted a long time, but it's just memorable, man. It just makes the game so much more enjoyable, and even when you're sitting with your mates and you just like start quoting games because they just slap so hard, man. You know what I mean? Like, give me a quote from Assassin's Creed Mirage, man. Like, you know what I mean?
If I can change something to make it better, I'll do that.
Yeah, just a bit more compelling. I'm not asking for even dialogue options, man. Like I think dialogue options suit certain games, not all games, but if you just have a really well written script, like you don't need dialogue options. It's just let the good voice actor, or good cast of characters, male, female, everything in between, and then that's it. Like just put make it worth the gamer's time. You know what I mean? Like instead of just here's an assassin, here's a world, go kill people, and that's it. You know what I mean? So.
Now, with that being said, we'll go on to gameplay mechanics. How do you feel about the gameplay mechanics over all the Assassin's Creed franchises?
Gameplay. Alright, so there's a section on stealth, isn't there? So I might leave the stealth out of it. So gameplay. Alright, so gameplay. I'm not really a fan of the new modern combat. That being said, the old combat, everyone knows, is this just right trigger X. Like, it's not hard. But that's what makes it fun, I feel like, if you're going to go down that route. Assassin's Creed 3 for me was probably my favourite combat. I feel like you could just go like an absolute badass war machine, using people's body shields, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's true. You could hang people too, wouldn't you? With the
rope darts, you know what I mean? So Assassin's Creed 3 for me was kind of like peak gameplay. Look, Assassin's Creed 1 had some cool elements to it with the like eavesdropping and all that kind of stuff. They kind of came back, I think. Ezio didn't really do it. Like there was.
I'm pretty sure wasn't it in Brotherhood?
Well, Brotherhood, they did because they had the circle around it. You had to be with this specific. Eavesdropping and all that is cool. There's a small minority of people, maybe a mid-majority, maybe a small majority. The tailing got kind of repetitive, and I kind of agree. But to me, in Brotherhood, especially with the full sync challenges, I don't even remember them. Some of them like don't touch the ground. Being Ezio just like in the middle of Rome, just like tailing someone from above was kind of cool.
That was kind of cool.
You know what I mean? Like you're just following someone, just going, oh, where's that guy going? But that was kind of cool. But I do appreciate the fact that people do find it tedious. I do tend to agree. It's a lot of tailing missions. Eavesdropping's cool. That was a sick social stuff in general. one thing I miss about Assassin's Creed 1 that I'm pretty sure they only brought back in Valhalla was blending in with other hooded people. So obviously in the first one there was the scholars. Yeah. So like you could press I think it was A or X something if you're in a...
And he does the whole fucking...
And he does that, man. He walks in between them. Yeah. Ivor does that too, I'm pretty sure, in Valhalla. So that was kind of like a missed feature that I feel like they should have kept brought back because that was really cool. But yeah, I'm not really a fan of the whole new combat. The whole damage number thing to me is a bit weird. If you're trying to go for like historical, not accuracy, but historical setting, to me kind of detracts away from that. Like you kind of just go like especially with Origins when I first played that, I think you can toggle them on and off. I can't remember, but the health bar thing, yeah. The argument to be made of insta-kill assassinations. I think in the new Shadows, Nawe, she's obviously the smallest statured shinobi, and she can't assassinate stronger samurai or whatever targets. You can toggle that on and off. I know that for a fact. You can just go insta-kill mode or whatever. I don't know how I feel about it. Obviously, come from the time period of just insta-kill assassinations, like in your target, makes me feel like a very dominant assassin. Like, especially if you do all the work to get up to the target so stealthily they have no idea you're there, you just straighten back. That's kind of cool. I don't like the idea of just, someone grabbed my arm and twisted it and just going like, punch in the head.
Kind of takes away from
he's here.
You're an assassin,
I mean, I think it opens up more gameplay dynamics with the whole no one-shot assassination, you gather to think what you're doing. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Assassin's Creed first should be more stealth. And you can kind of argue that back in the Ezio days, even 1 and all that, like the stealth was there, but it was kind of just walking, really. Like you're kind of just walking and hiding behind a corner or sitting in a haystack or just walking in crowds. So, but one of the tenets of this Brotherhood is hide in plain sight, so that kind of plays into that, I suppose. Gameplay wise, I'm a fan of the old ones, man. As I said, 3's peak for me. I reckon that's sick. Black Flag's kind of cool too with the 4 pistols. Yeah. I mean, pulling up on a pirate ship and just going bang, bang, even, bang, bang. Like, that was sick.
Even using the pirate ship in your arsenal, man. Once you upgraded that thing like full-fledged.
Yeah, there's gold too, which is pretty cool.
You literally take on any ship, man. It becomes a full pirate flight.
Yeah, you do. And then you also have I don't know if you remember in Black Flag, you had the naval fleet, so you could capture the ships and you could send them to do like trade missions and all that kind of stuff. That was cool. I definitely think naval combat, obviously, as I just said, stealth's a massive part of Assassin's Creed, and it's not really stealth of being a pirate ship. But just more gameplay like that, more dynamics like that, just to give a little bit of freedom to the player. But the whole, I don't know, what would you call it? The Breath of the Wild effect for Zelda, like put your shield up, dodge, slash, like, I don't know, man. Let other games do that. Let Dark Souls be Dark Souls. Let Zelda be Zelda, you know what I mean? Let Assassin's Creed just be a right trigger X game. I feel like, it's the brain dead, but as Ezio and Brotherhood and Revelations, man, like, as soon as one guy attacks you, like, there's 9 guys just dropping dead. Like, you go into the next one, to the next one, to the next one. And then you can also hold down X. And, like, you say if you fight with a dagger, you stab one guy in the neck or whatever, and you throw a dagger out to the next guy.
Yeah, but see, that's what I think made that
it's
type
made
of
fun.
game so fun.
You know what I mean?
Like,
it's
you're
sick.
dropping 9 guys.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
No if, buts, or maybes.
Yeah,
none of these guys are dying.
Yeah, none of this parry, dodge, slash. Like, as I said, let Dark Souls be Dark Souls and let Zelda be Zelda and all that kind of stuff. And let Assassin's Creed just be, right trigger X, man. Even taunting. Like, in Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood, Ezio could literally just throw him in Italian. You know what I mean? Like, to get him to attack. Like, so sick. Even, said Connor in Brotherhood. I don't know if you remember, when you reach high notoriety, you had them high-level guards, the officers come after you, and they could parry pretty much every single move. The real gamers know that if you fight barehanded, you can literally disarm them. and it's just game over. But but even the combat finishes in Assassin's Creed 3 were really good. Probably my favourite. I feel like Black Flag kind of went down in the number of finishes. I feel like finishes are huge. Executions are huge in Assassin's Creed games. They're very brutal, man. They didn't do more of that. I'm not really a fan of the whole hack and slash, damage numbers. You know, because obviously going from like a story action adventure, maybe you call it, to an RPG in the newer ones. But I don't know. That's what I'd say for gameplay.
Yeah. See, the one thing in Brotherhood that I really liked, which they introduced in Brotherhood, is stealth missions that that could become like into a chase mission.
Yeah.
Like in Assassin's Creed 1 and I think maybe 2, if you failed a stealth mission, that was it.
Yeah.
You desynced and you
Yeah.
had to start again. But in Brotherhood, if they spotted you, then they start running.
Yeah.
And it gives you more of a fuck, you know?
Yeah,
like a more real life
yeah.
kind of thing. You know, if someone spots you, you don't get desynced in real life.
Yeah, that's right.
Them,
There's going to be like 8 guys that come onto you, but yeah, it's just...
And then it opens up more dynamic in gameplay as well, which I really enjoyed about Brotherhood.
Yeah.
And Black Flag, I think the executions did go down, but I think it's because they base it a lot around shooting. Like
we have once got like the 4 holsters and all that. You can literally just go like Matrix, Edward Kenway, just bang, 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 bang.
Which is also another fucking hard trailer. Black Flag.
Black Flag's trailer's sick.
It's a tough trailer. And I mean, for its time, Black Flag, especially being an open water based game, it was pretty fluid.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I remember when it came out on 360 and Xbox One. I had an Xbox One on the lease. I remember saving up money and I bought one, and I had Black Flag, one of the first games. I can't remember when it first came out. I can't remember. Anyway, but Black Flag, I remember playing it on the Xbox One, and then I went through MaceBase into 360. Like, it was just, the difference was insane. Like, the graphics, like, I was blown away, man. The water textures and all that kind of stuff. Like, it just felt like we were looking through a picture.
You can tell they really put time to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
Yeah, but it's, the other gameplay effects, obviously, outside of combat, you've got in Brotherhood, you had the like recruiting assassins sending out to missions. That was sick.
Yeah,
then you had the Master Assassin ceremonies.
Yeah,
that was sick.
Yeah, no, they chop the finger off.
Yeah,
they burn
the ring. They burn the ring. You don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Post Da Vinci, you don't have to chop the finger off.
And what was the saying?
Hey?
What was the saying they used to do? We work in the fucking
you work in the dark to save the light. We are assassins. And then you make them do a leap of faith.
Yeah. So that's so sick, man.
That's what I'm saying. So like you recruit literally just civilians getting oppressed in the street, and they have a name. I mean, there's not really much to them, but they have a name, and then you send them on missions, they get ranks, and then by the end they become a master assassin. They get the crossbow. You can customize them, send them on missions. Yeah, that's sick. And then obviously in Black Flag you had the ships, the same thing to the naval fleet. That was cool. Revelation had a little mini game. Revelations took your assassin students, was called them, as like more in depth, because they were scripted civilians, but they actually had full stories, and they had one assassin or one Templar they all had to hunt, and Ezio was there mentoring them while they were doing it. That was pretty cool. But yeah, there's more gameplay elements like that they just kind of need to bring back. Obviously, Assassin's Creed 3 tapped into naval combat, and then they obviously capitalized it on 4, so they expanded on that. But then Unity, what do they have in Unity? Like Unity was the most densely populated like Assassin's Creed game. You had the dynamic events where someone's getting harassed, getting mugged or whatever. The crime investigations that you could do in Unity. Remember how like the lazy police officer would just go, there's so many cases, and you go to a murder investigation, you question witnesses. And then if you got it right, he'd give you a weapon. Yeah, that was cool. I think they did that in Syndicate too. Unity had that. That was a cool gameplay element. Obviously, the Nostradamus enigmas were cool in Unity, the riddles. Some of them absolutely blew my brain, man. I'm just like, where am I going? I'm running all over Paris like an idiot. What am I doing? And then one thing too, gameplay-wise, obviously Eagle Vision. I don't know how you feel about the Eagle Vision over time. Eagle Vision became, you could use it all the time with Ezio, and then it became a limited time thing, I think in Black Flag, in maybe 3.
Oh, I'm not too sure.
It was on a time thing, or maybe Black Flag 3 might be right. Maybe it would have been Unity. Unity could only use it for a limited amount of time. And then ultimately it became up using your own Eagle. You know what I mean? So you got proper Eagle Vision. I'm not really a fan of that. I just, like, that was what made the Assassin's cool, man. There has like a lineage of, they're all kind of related, and they had the cool, what's the name? The Eagle Vision with the blue, red, and gold. Sick.
Now, with that being wrapped up, the modern day storyline, how do you think it's going?
Obviously, modern day storyline kind of fell off after Assassin's Creed 3 when Desmond died. Ubisoft, I think, came out and agreed to say that Desmond dying is one of the worst decisions they made. Obviously, heavily agree. The Desmond storyline kind of what broke it up. I used to not like it. I used to go, like, just get me back in the Animus, I want to play as an assassin. But Desmond just being just a bartender and being a louse about and all that kind of stuff, and becoming a proper mature dude and stuck in a massive war been going on for ages between the Assassins and the Templars. I thought it was cool, man. Especially in Brotherhood, man. I didn't appreciate it that much. I used to get annoyed by it, but when they go to Monteriggioni in the modern day.
Yeah.
And you go around and explore Monteriggioni, put the fuses in the boxes, and you go underneath Monteriggioni. And then at the end of the game, you go to the Colosseum where you find the Apple of Eden. That was sick. And then obviously he sticks Lucy. Just with the
so she was a Templar, wasn't she?
Well, he grabbed the Apple of Eden and he got controlled by the Isu, which is the precursor race, and he just like turned around and shanked her.
Yeah, well, that was because she was a Templar.
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
The Isu kind of knew, and then he kind of just walked. She got frozen, whatever, and he just walked over and went straight into her gut. Then he obviously went into his coma in Assassin's Creed Revelations, where he was on Animus Island with Subject 16,
which was the first Animus fucking.
Yeah, one of the. I'm not really familiar with Subject 16. It was a bit of a grey area for me, but he was kind of giving him like what went wrong for him, I suppose, and that kind of way. Animus Island was kind of cool. And then in 3, or the end of Revelations, he wakes up, and in 3, they go to the vault that everyone's been looking for a while. With all the stuff on the Isu in it, and then obviously the enemy dies. I think it's just to save the end of the world. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the whole 2012 end of the world kind of thing. They played Desmond into that, but yeah, definitely killing Desmond off was just kind of bad move. I feel like it's the modern day story kind of just obviously dropped off. Black Flag, you don't even know who you play as. You just play as an Stoke Entertainment employee. But Sean and Rebecca there, which are the two cool sidekicks of that game. Sean in the coffee shop, I think, and Rebecca's just a male person or something like that, or vice versa. That's kind of cool, but I don't know. Desmond just needs to be there. It's kind of a bummer that he's not.
That is, I reckon this story did fall off after.
Yeah, like it's all based. It was all just finding the artifacts of Eden and using Desmond as the guy that's just got all this mad lineage of assassins and all that kind of stuff. And then obviously they had the bleed effect, if you remember that. So in Assassin's Creed 2 in the warehouse, he'd start to see visions outside of the Animus, and then he'd kind of just pick up on how to do stuff. Because he's been in the Animus for so long, and then that was kind of cool. Like he just became learn how to fight and a parkour would come naturally to him. Because he was in the Animus. Yeah, they called it the bleed effect because it was spent so much time in the Animus. That was a cool little dynamic because you're kind of working out like how does a guy that's a bartender know how to bloody jump off a massive peak into a haystack. But that was kind of cool. So R.I.P. Desmond.
Yeah, right. Now, living history. What event would you visit?
Well, American Revolution, that being said, was probably my coolest thing historically, but would want to live through.
I don't know, they're all pretty brutal, man.
They are brutal, man. Definitely not the Vikings. Definitely not the Vikings. I don't want to get touched up like that. Caribbean would have been brutal. It would have been sick because me being like a kind of an outdoorsy kind of guy as well. I just would have liked a little island in the Caribbean, just chilling with my homies, fishing every day. I don't drink, but drinking rum and all that, boys. And I don't know. Me being with the heritage that I have, I just go to the same time period as Ezio during like the 1400s of Italy, Renaissance time. I reckon that's cool. All the fairs that they had, all this like stuff being built, carved out of marble. I reckon that'd be cool, man. That'd have been, like to be in like a blacksmith back in then. That would have been cool.
That would have been cool,
like it's just a nice time period. Like you can just walk around Brotherhood and Assassin's Creed 2, like we got Florence and Venice and all that, and you can just walk around and just go, this place is sick. You know what I mean? There's a lot of history there, and it'd probably be that. Probably Renaissance Italy, I reckon.
See, man, I wouldn't even know, man. Like, to me, I'm just going to be a peasant in every single way.
That's right. I mean, you got to go worst case scenario every time, and you wouldn't want to be a peasant in the Viking days because you're probably just getting praying 1 minute, next minute you're just getting chopped in half by a Viking.
Vikings out, Egypt out.
Egypt's brutal.
Honestly,
I don't like sand. A bit of Anakin about me, but I don't like sand.
The scenery, man.
Yeah, the scenery's sick. As I said, I'd probably get bad karma or something like that. Like, I don't know. Egypt for me, no go. You're just walking along this desert and getting bit by a giant ass scorpion. That's it. It's GG's. Snake or something. Man. Probably Renaissance Italy. What else? American Revolution. Before proper medicine kind of became a thing, if you had one wound in your arm, amputate it straight away, gone. that was surgery back then, so yeah, no thanks. That kind of warfare is just ridiculous. Like, whose idea was to line up and just shoot one gun at a time, and then I mean, that's just silly. Yeah,
I wouldn't even know, man. But
Unity, French Revolution would have been brutal. I reckon it would have stunk, man. French Revolution would have been disgusting, but to be a part of the people, like oppressing against rich people, yeah, like that kind of cool in a way. But that would have stunk, bro. Like the dead bodies everywhere, the poverty that was in France at the time, and yeah, no thanks. And then like going in the catacombs and skulls everywhere. Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, I'm good. But yeah, probably Renaissance Italy for me.
Yeah. Alright, now we'll move on to the next one. Parkour in South, then versus now. Assassin's Creed 1. The parkour, absolute trash.
Yeah, I mean, there are people out there that have like finessed the parkour of Assassin's Creed 1 and makes it look really good. I'm taking parkour old, but stealth probably crazy. Might be now. And the only
I'm the opposite, man.
So you reckon parkour now?
Yeah, man.
Nah, but what do you classify as now? Are you talking about like the open world ones? Because you're saying like Unity. I'm putting Unity in the bracket of the old ones, man. Unity's got the best parkour hands down. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, when did that game come out? That came out years ago.
Yeah, Unity's wild.
I'll put parkour old. Unity, man.
Unity's got to be like.
They done something wrong with the parkour in that game.
In what, Unity?
Yeah.
Yeah, Unity's got the best parkour in the series, man. Hands down. But stealth wise, as I said before, like in the gameplay kind of loop, you're kind of just standing in like the original 4, I'd say. Tailing and social stuff. Social stuff's huge. We need more of it. Just like chilling in crowds and just following people, or chilling in crowds, or assassinating from benches. Like that's fun. Cool. Yeah, social stuff's huge. But and the reason I'm saying now is because of the gameplay of Shadows. You can see Norway, like they finally have a prone feature where you can like lay on your belly and crawl.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. I don't know if Yasuke can do it. Probably could. But as Norway, you can go prone, you can lay in grass, you can crawl on roofs and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know, I like more of that, but what was it? You said stealth and parkour. Parkour, man. Unity, I'm putting Unity in the old ones. Yeah, it just slaps. Like, and even Assassin's Creed 3, man, in the Frontier, you play climbing the trees. Yeah, that's sick, fun. Man. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I'm saying stealth now. Because if you bought down Brotherhood and Revelations and Assassin's Creed 2, like you're really just standing on rooftops just following people.
Yeah, that's true.
Walking through crowds, and hiding in a haystack or like a fountain or something like that. Yeah. So I'd probably say stealth now, parkour old. Those are probably my two go-tos.
Yeah, right. And then the last one, your wish list for future titles.
Wish list for future titles. Wow. Historical setting. Obviously, everyone, I don't know about you, but when I was in school, everyone was like, bro, imagine Assassin's Creed set in Japan. We obviously have that now, as controversial as it is. We're on the release. Haven't played it. People say it's good. People say it's trash. I don't know. It's going to be one of those games to play for yourself. So, yeah, Japan was cool. Obviously, I've done ancient Greece. I've done Italy. I don't even know that. What's left? I mean, they kind of touched on in Assassin's Creed Unity. I don't know if you remember the rifts, the big portals that would come out of nowhere. Like you're playing the next minute, you got to stabilize Unity's synchronization. So like there's a massive black hole that comes and starts sucking stuff, and you have to jump through it. I don't know if you remember that, but in Unity there was a section where you'll go to occupied France during World War II.
Yeah, right.
And you climb the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, I do remember.
Yeah. I reckon that was sick, man. Like World War II would be cool, especially if you play as like French Resistance.
Yeah.
Like, because obviously I thought the French Resistance don't really get enough love in the grand scheme of World War I, World War II. There's obviously the movies now, but compared to like the old American narrative of just D-Day and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Not saying it's how to play because I absolutely love Saving Private Ryan's go movie. But I'd like to see a World War II, French Revolution kind of, that kind of vibe. I reckon that'd be sick. That'd be cool. You're like blending in with the Nazis and all that kind of stuff, trying to hide your identity and all that kind of stuff, assassinating high Nazi generals. I mean, Ubisoft being Ubisoft these days are probably not going to do it because if you want to do it, you got to go for like, not accuracy, but They're not going to show any swastikas, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the way the world is now. So that's
That'd be sick. Assassin's Creed, ex-Hitler?
yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
I feel like so many games have done that though.
yeah, well, obviously you had the Wolfenstein games, with, there's Sniper Elite games, all that kind of stuff. But Assassin's Creed wise, yeah, I don't know. I just faint to realise how many like historical settings really like could you do. Like, obviously there's a lot of British history in the world, and I'm not familiar with every single thing that's happened. But yeah, I mean, you could just pick countries, but then you want historical setting. That's a massive thing for Assassin's Creed.
Which I think they've pretty much nailed everything, man.
Well, yeah, in the old school time, maybe go, like, when I seen Mirage get set back in Baghdad in the Middle East, I was like, that's really cool. I'm pretty sure Assassin's Creed 1 is set around, like, the First Crusade time, I'm pretty sure. I don't want to be quoted on that, but I'm pretty sure it's around the First Crusade. Maybe, I don't want to retcon Assassin's Creed 1, but I was going to say maybe go back to that time period. I reckon that's sick, man. The Templars then just oozing with swag. The Templars, the cool Crusader helmets, big red crosses. Yeah, that was sick. That's still like in my mind what a Templar should look like. Assassin's Creed 1 set the bar for that. But yeah, it's, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go too modern. I feel like
either do I, because where do you draw the line between, you know, when
obviously like World War II is about 1940s, and that's obviously very kind of recent in a way. It's only like 80 years ago or something like that. So I don't know. It's sad the Japanese was done. Something in China would have been cool, like during the Ming Dynasty. I'm pretty sure Ming was Chinese. Not really familiar with China. Not really familiar with Chinese history. But yeah, that would have been cool. Mongolian? That would be cool.
That's a sick one.
Yeah, like during Genghis Khan's time, they're just going through Asia, just absolutely destroying everything. Obviously, Ghost of Tsushima kind of did that with their kind of vibe, but everyone's going to compare everything to everything, so it's hard to do. But yeah, something in Mongolia would be cool. So setting aside, what would I want? Compelling characters, gameplay elements, lean more towards dense cities compared to open landscapes. I think most people prefer that. It's the whole get on a horse and ride it around and go collect stuff. It's just insane. It's just overplayed. It's outdone. Unless you make it interesting, you know what I mean? Make it interesting and make it worth people's time. Like, obviously with the time period now, everyone's busy and haven't got much time to do stuff. So when people log into a game, like, make it worth their time. So yeah, it's just compelling characters. Go back to the old way of killing things. Like, I don't like the hack and slash. Even if they do like a fleshed out version of Assassin's Creed 3 and 4, so it's not like proper old school. But yeah, that way there's stealth, kind of go old and new, if that makes sense. Like, mix social stealth with the new stealth. Parkour. I'm not really familiar with the new parkours. I haven't obviously played Shadows yet, but I don't like the idea of parkouring everything. That makes sense. So I don't know if you remember Brotherhood, the Borgia Towers, right? When you had to go destroy them. There was actually like a clear-cut route you had to take. Like, you couldn't just fucking climb anything. Obviously the Climb League Club made that a lot easier, but like, you'd have to go like up, then around the corner, then jump onto a pole, and then go up again, and then go around this corner. Instead of, I feel like the newer games is just up. You know what I mean? Like, there's not much thought process to it. That's probably the big thing. Big thing would be more. I don't know how I feel about the dialogue options. What are your thoughts on dialogue options? Get rid of them, or?
I reckon, get rid of them, but make the character, you know, have more personality. Yeah. In a way.
As I said, like, you have a really well written story, you really need dialogue options because the story's just going to slap. I mean, the end result of every Assassin's Creed really is you kill all the Templars and you restore peace to wherever you are. So, like, I don't know, I kind of test to any of the endings of the newer games, so I never got to the end. So, it's just.
Yeah, I reckon if they are going to do dialogue, make multiple different story endings, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, I keep going back to The Witcher 3, but it's just set the bar for so many, and Cyberpunk 2, so CD Projekt Red just gets it right. Like, you have options during the story, and there's pivotal moments, and there's like, I think in The Witcher 3, there's like 5 or 6 different endings or something like that. Like, it's insane. There's obviously one good ending that everyone tries to strive for.
That gives you replayability too. Like, I want to know what the other ending is.
It does, But yeah, I get what you're saying, but this is a crazy gamer take that I feel like people are going to agree with. I call it the stealth archer effect, and this is coined right here on this podcast. The stealth archer effect in Skyrim is everyone's going to play Skyrim, everyone's going to replay it, and then it's just like, what should I do this time? I'll start with magic. Magic's not that good. Stealth archer. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like, oh, what race should I be? I don't know, let's go orc and let's use my fist to make a fist build. Like a melee build. Stealth archer. You know what I mean? Like...
So I got to find a way to equal everything.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
One of them
As a, like, how many, like, so like Witcher 3, like, one of the best endings is Ciri becoming a Witcheress. Like, that's probably the best ending, probably everyone agrees on it. There's different endings, and there's obviously select minority of people that like to explore the whole game and get those endings, but majority of people that, like, are very heavily invested in their games, they don't want to feel like shit at the end of the game, you know what I mean? They want to keep getting the best ending every time, so you make the same decisions all the time to get the best ending. Baldur's Gate 3 is like that. You're going to play Baldur's Gate 3. So Baldur's Gate 3, they have a playthrough called The Dark Urge, where you literally, there's like an evil being eating at you to do effed up shit. Like you're biting people's hands off, killing things or whatever. People start playing that, going, oh, this is kind of cool because I'm a nasty motherfucker. I'm killing everyone, all that kind of shit. But then there's a character that you come across that you like, and you have to kill them. And you go, oh, I don't like doing that anymore. I don't want to play this anymore. I want to go start again. I want to play something cool. I want to be nice. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just a hard one.
I reckon that gives the game so much more character though. Like killing someone you don't want to kill.
Yeah, it does, but it's just so hard, man. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what makes it interesting to me.
Yeah, no, you're right. But if it depends how I feel there's a threshold of how like emotional investment you can put into a game. If you're very heavily invested, you don't want to make them shit choices. Yeah. But if you're just one of those guys that go, fuck it, like I would kill that motherfucker. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just one of those things. You get given the options and then people take them, or you get given the options and people just do the same shit all the time. Stealth archer effect.
That's true. But see, one of the games that done it really fucking good is what is it? Fallout 3. I know you haven't played it because you just can't get past it. Sorry, chat. I can't get past Fallout, bro. Skyrim, Bethesda, Skyrim's goated. Fallout, yeah. See, Fallout 3, right? So I'm just going to assume you're never going to play it.
Yeah, probably not.
Well, there you go. So at the start, right, a bomb goes off, and I think your child gets taken from you, and you get put into cryo sleep.
Is it Fallout 4?
Oh, Fallout 4, sorry.
Yeah, Fallout 4. The kid goes missing,
yeah. The kid goes missing, you spend your entire fucking, the whole story mission is to find your son. Right, now I believe there's 3 different endings. One is you join the Paladins, and I think you kill the leader, I don't know, I can't remember, man, I was like 16. And then you can join another faction that kills your dad, your son. Oh, God. Or you choose to save them, right?
Yeah.
Now, your son, it's something to do with the synths, which are robots, and I think everyone thinks it's bad, but he's trying to create a new society, I'm pretty sure. Now, at the beginning of the story, your job is to find your son. You finally find him. A, do you kill him to save the people, because this guy's doing some evil shit? Or B, do you disregard all that shit because he's your son? Keep in mind that, you saw him when he was like, 4 or 5 months old, and then you don't see him again until he's in adulthood. Oh,
so to you, you don't really know him.
That's it.
Yeah,
to you don't know him.
You're killing that motherfucker.
He's dead. Yeah. At sight.
God.
The minute I see him, he's dead.
He's gone, bro. That's raps.
That's raps. I reckon there's so many other games out there because this whole story is find my son.
Yeah.
And all that hard work, you finally find him just to kill him. So you've not built an emotional attachment because he's your son. But to me, man, I blew that motherfucker up.
No hesitation?
I blew him up.
Yeah.
But I wanted to find out the different side of the story. So I replayed the whole fucking thing again, man. Yeah. And found out the different arc.
Yeah.
And it's not as satisfying as blowing the motherfucker up, but it's still a good ending.
Yeah. There's only 2 endings?
I think there's 2 and a secret one.
Secret ending, yeah, right. Yeah, look. The thing is though, you're not really, with the Fallout example, you're not really gifted though the chance to learn Like you're not really connected to the son. When you see him at the start of the game, and I'm assuming you're seeing him towards the end. You made that decision. Yeah, so you don't really have much of an emotional connection with the son. So he was just another guy. I mean, by blood, it's his son. But if he's done effed up shit, does the people that die are people that you have connected to through the whole game? Or is it a group of unknown people?
No, there's another synth that I think he dies.
Yeah.
But he becomes your buddy real quick at the start of the game.
So if that guy is dying because of my so-called son, and I really like this guy,
But it's your son, man.
I don't care, man. That's insane.
Alright, let's say you have a kid, yeah?
You're being cool to be kind here.
Let's say you have a kid, right?
Yeah.
He's 6 months old.
Yeah.
Fresh daddyhood.
Yeah.
He gets taken off you.
Yeah.
You spend fucking, a couple of years trying to look for him. You finally found him. He's still going to kill your son.
Yeah, but it depends what he's done. If he's killed other people, other innocent people, yes, that kid is dying. You know what I mean? Like, I fucking gave birth to that motherfucker and I can kill that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like,
see, I think most games need to give you a really good side character where you build an emotional connection with, and I reckon that'll drive the story so much more deeper. Absolutely, man.
It's a foundation of a good story game. As I said, like when a game completes, you need to feel empty. You need to go, what the fuck do I play next?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's like Assassin's Creed for me just hasn't really done that in a very long time. Like I don't know if in Assassin's Creed 2 you could argue. Like, you don't really get much time to keep building a connection with Ezio's family. They kind of die pretty early in the game. But in saying that, though, like, you kind of see... Because we got given the chance for Ezio's 3 games, you know what I mean? Like, you get to see Ezio when he's a little louse about, smart-ass teenager, punching on. He grows up very quickly, you know what I mean? And his male family members die. He's obviously his sister and his mum survives. And he has to just grow up, you know what I mean? He survives and he becomes an assassin. He doesn't know what the hell that means. He doesn't know what to do. He's got his sister and his mum going, asking questions when they leave Florence. Where do we go? What do we do? What do we do this? He's injured. He finds his uncle. Hits with a little, it's a me Mario quote. I don't know if you remember that. That's pretty good. Yeah. It's a me Mario. Yeah. And then he just like trains and he just becomes a god, becomes the leader of the Brotherhood, man. Like that's insane.
Yeah, that's a good.
You know what I mean? And then in the Revelations, he just dies. It's kind of, if you don't watch the little animated movie, you assume that Ezio dies in the chair, but he doesn't. He lives on. Well, I'd say he dies in the chair. But if you watch the little animated movie, like I think it came with Revelations on a pre-order or something like that. It's kind of like shitty the way he dies. Kind of just passes away on a bench.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I can't remember where he is though. I don't know if he stayed in Constantinople, went back to Italy. I can't remember. But yeah, he ended up just passing away on the bench peacefully, which in a way is kind of cool. It kind of gives you that old it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. You know what I mean? So he kind of found his peace. He done what he had to do. But yeah, I mean, that whole story arc, man, is just insane. And then by the end, you just go, wow. Like, that was Ezio, man. We were there for you were there when he was born.
You were there when he was a kid.
You're there when he was born, man. You're like, the start of Assassin's Creed 2, like, you literally press an X and like a little baby Ezio is just like that. It's just like, wow. All the way to like, well, it sucks you can't say die in the game. That would have been a nice little cherry on top. But yeah, it's just, you get emotional investment in the character. Edward, I feel like, obviously only had one game, but because he's so personable to the average person, like we want so much, and people have their own, like everyone's got skeletons in their closet, so he's just highly relatable. People, obviously, everyone gets stuck in their own head a lot, and he's no stranger to that, and he just levels up and becomes a G, you know what I mean? So yeah, we just need more of that. Need more of that in Assassin's Creed. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
Wow, there you have it.
Assassin's Creed. Nothing is true, everything is permitted.
Ooh, we work in the dark to serve the light.
That's it. Hide in plain sight. Always stay your blade at the hands of innocence. Yeah, dropping them all down.
Well, I think we'll wrap it up there, right?
Yeah, well, not to you, bro, but yeah, I'll keep talking for hours, really.
There you go.
Yeah.
Our next one is going to be about Halo, so...
Make
big
sure
old jump on that one.
Yeah, Johnny 117, baby, my man.
Yeah, fucking catch you later.
That's it. Ciao.
If you agree with our tier list,
yeah, don't flame me for any of that shit. If anyone's gonna say that Valhalla and Mirage and all that are goated, yeah, like I can tell you're born after 2000, so.